Alright, so I think first off I'm going to replace that bottle. I am waiting for the bleed screw, and then there's a little clip that goes in over there that holds the shroud onto the bottle, and that I still need to get from BMW. So, but for now, all I want to do is just put the bottle in so long so that when I get the bleed screw and the clip, it's much easier or much quicker just to fit everything. Okay, so scratch that idea. I need to remove the fan to get the shroud out. So I think I'm going to try and just take the bottle off somehow.
Net probeer die bottel uit te halen.
Oops. Okay, so that was the clip that I needed to take off. Okay, well, I guess that's easy enough. I'll just disconnect the bottom, and then take it out. Trying to get something to catch all the coolant though. Okay, so I've got a catch can at the bottom just to catch the fluid. I'm trying to get these bottom parts of the little clips. I don't know why these parts are not coming off. I hope these things are glued or something. Yeah. There you go. Also the wrong color coolant. BMWs are supposed to have blue coolant, but at least I've got new blue coolant, so that's alright. Okay. So, out with the old, in with the new. So like I said, it's a bleed screw where they put that bolt in. That bleed screw that I need. And I've got a new cap as well, so I'm going to just put this in and then wait for tomorrow to get the bleed screw and the clip that holds it in place. And then I'll fill it up. I'm just going to run this coolant like this for now. I need to get the radiator pressure tested because the previous owner says he thinks that there is a leak on the radiator. So I think for time being I will just put water in until I can get it pressure tested. Okay, that's done. Okay, so the clip that I need clips onto the bottle there. So in other words, it clips onto the bottle there, and then the bleed screw goes in there. Just put the new cap on. So like I said, I'm not going to do anything else now with regards to the coolant system until I get the bleed screw and that clip. Then I can get that done. So let's see what's next. Okay, the next thing I want to try and have a look at is this sunroof. So it closes fine, but it doesn't tilt up, and then when I lift it, see, so something is loose. So I need to try and figure out what is going on there. Because obviously I would like my sunroof to tilt up the way that it should. I'll have to do some research to see. I don't know, unless the, I don't know if it's actually something that's loose inside here. Or if something is broken. Okay, I'll have to do some research on that, because this is not, I mean, the motor goes up and down, but it only tilts it up a little bit. Okay, let me do some research on that. And I just found this cover in the boot. So this is for the tow bar. So if you remove the tow bar there, this clips into place. So that's a score. Okay, so with the ignition, with the fuel gauge not working, I want to just check the sender unit if I can see anything wrong. You know, I've got a tool to remove this, but do you think I can find it? Okay, vacuum first.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
Okay, there's a hell of a lot of petrol in there. So, I guess I'm not doing that right now. Shit. Alright, so I got my parts. You saw. Got the clip that holds the bottle in place, and then I thought I forgot that other pipe. Looking back at some of the footage today, and I figured that, so I never put this little pipe back on, so now I'm just trying to figure out where it is. Okay, inside here. Okay, let me get this back in there. I feel like this pipe is actually too short. Okay, I'm done. Now, why does that not look right? Well, they're exactly the same. So, it's maybe because the pipes aren't clipped in at the bottom. That's in. Now, the bead screw. Cool. I'll put water and check it again. So I've just filled up with water for now. Like I said, I need to probably replace the radiator as well. So I've just filled up with water. No need to bleed it because I removed the bottle when it was, well, correct me if I'm wrong. I removed the old bottle while the car was cold. I didn't lose a shitload of coolant, only whatever came out of the bottle. So now I've just filled it up with water. I might have to just open the bead screw there and just check it. But I don't have huge amounts of time now. I just wanted to get that. At least now that's in place, I can then start. I'm actually going to start putting all the covers and everything back on, because the previous owner told me this morning that he did replace the plugs. So there's some plugs, water bottle, water pump, and the V belts, or the auxiliary belts. So yeah, now tomorrow I'm going to drive it and then see if we won with it. Alright, so I've been driving for about 15 minutes, 10 minutes, and I see it's creeping up again. So what I'm going to do later is I'm going to bleed the system, and then if that doesn't help, then I'll have to get the system pressure tested. Yeah, I don't know what else it could be. It's either what's confusing me is when it was getting hot when I was driving back on Saturday, I couldn't hear any form of boiling, any, you know, when a car overheats, you can hear, you know, the water's boiling, the water's pushing out somewhere, and I could hear nothing of that. So I'm wondering if it's not the temperature sensor that's maybe messing around. I don't know. But what I'll do is I will bleed the system later and then check from there. I might have to get the whole system, like I mentioned, whole system pressurized or pressure tested, and then check from there. Found the leak somewhere. Alright, so after the last clip you guys saw that it was leaking out of there. So what I've done is to try and see what the actual problem is. I've gotten some of this radiator stop leak from Liquid Moly. I've read a lot of good reviews about this, and it seems to be one of the better radiator stop leaks to use. So let's check it in. Okay, so this is that stuff. It's like a gooey, slimy kind of a thing. So it says chuck the contents into the bottle. I just need to fill it up with some water because obviously it leaked out quite a bit that side. So I'm just going to chuck some water in as well, and then need to drive it for at least 10 minutes, which is what I'm going to do on the way home. Okay, let's see what it says, what happens. Still leaking at the same place, even after I put the radiator stop leak in, driven out 10-12 minutes. So I guess I need to replace the radiator. Alright, so new radiator it is. You can see between the expansion tank and the action cores, or the actual cores, that's where it's leaking out. Great.
I can hear all these little biggie dogs off the very boot sale.
Hello. Thank you so much. Okay, David, what's it? Okay, radiator acquired. Let's go fit it. Right, so now we're on to replacing the radiator. Got my coolant, got the tools. Luckily, previous owner made this because he had replaced the water pump, so he gave me that, which is quite cool. So I'm not going to record removing all of this. I'll put you on time lapse. Remove all of that. It's actually already leaking coolant, so I'm going to just, there's a tap here. Just going to open up that and let the river flow, and then start disassembling and taking everything off. Okay, I just thought I'd stop, quickly just wipe my hand, but the amount of crud that has come out of this radiator is insane. I don't actually know what all of that is. Anyway, let's crack on. Right, well, it seems that it's like the size of the nut is between a 30 and a, I don't know, 31. But I can get this on, but these lobes are too big, so I can't get the tool on to grab the bolts of the water pump or the flame clutch or whatever it is. So I have to try and make a plan for another spanner now. this doesn't work, but this has already been, span has already been modified, because if you look, 30, 32, same size. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open it up a little bit more, and then on the side here I'm just going to grind these lobes down, because when we put it on, it basically, you can see, it basically covers those nuts or the bolts, so I can't get the tool on. So I'm going to shave this down and let's try again. Okay, so pretty much done. Now I'm trying to figure out why the radiator is sitting so low. So I thought, let me look on the old radiator. These spaces sit on there and on there. That's down there. Fuck. Okay, I'm gonna try and see if I can get them in from underneath. Alright, after a long 3 hours yesterday, finally managed to get everything done. One word of advice: if you are going to do this, get the right tools, because doing it with tools that are not correct, it does waste a lot of time. So I'm going to put new coolant here. I'm going to put 5 liters in, and then the balance with water. I'll quickly bleed it, and then we'll see where we are. So it started leaking until I figured out that this little, come on, focus, this little collar was still stuck on the old radiator. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, so I ended up having to buy a new pipe just because of that O-ring inside there. You can't get that separately, and honestly, I wasn't gonna go and try and get this from, try and match up a O-ring, etc. So pipe wasn't too expensive, so I'm just gonna put that in. I'm also gonna put in a bottle of radiator flush, which I should have actually done that from the get-go, and then we'll see where we're at. All dialed in, new pipe is on, semi-plate the system. Just gonna run this radiator flush because of all the crap that came out of the car. And then I'll drive. I know they said between like half an hour or whatever, but I think I'm rather gonna drive it for like a day or two just to give it a good clean. So let's go for a drive. You have got to be shitting me. Look what I just found lying under the car. Even though yesterday I looked like they're everywhere for this thing. Fuck. Anyway, okay, well, now I've got a spare pipe, I guess. Okay, so finally time to get back onto these headlights. I need to kind of get this car down now, so I'm just going to give him a quick clean with this stuff, get all the grubbiness off. And then I've got 1000 grit and 2000 grit sandpaper, and then I'm going to hit it with some polish. And then we see where we end up. So let's get to it. Well, this is where we're at now. I'm not gonna record everything, it's just sanding. So I'm on 600 now. I actually started on 1000. I'm like, oh, it's actually taking too long, so I went down to 600. Now I'm gonna hit it with a 2500. It's just wet. 2500, and see where we're at. But it does look like these were clear coated before. Stuff is, you know, it's taking a little bit longer than what I thought it would take to sand. But actually what I do need to get is my headlight restoration kit with a little pad so I can put it on the drill and just, it'll be much quicker. So I think I'm going to do this one, and then I'm going to get, because my kit is at my storage, I don't have it yet with me, so I just need to go and get that, and then I can hit the other side one. So I'm going to crack on. I'm not going to record further. Okay, putting new shocks.
And you know what?
These things been leaking.
I just passed by there. I mean, run back, but I'll drive back. It's fine.
It doesn't even stay up at all.
No problem.
So, Ishmael is here. We're going to really put on some new ones. See, these are still original. So I think these things have never been changed in the last 25 years. And just like that, it's nice and heavy. All sorted. Alright guys, so I think that is going to be it for the BMW. I've kind of run out of time. I need to get the car out so I can move on to the next projects. Yeah, so I didn't get to do everything that I wanted to, but you know, I've advertised it for a price where it reflects the work that needs to be done on the car. And yeah, please like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. And there she goes.
Turn me up.